Okay, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome back to another Thursday night episode of Software Explorations, where we are going to explore some software, apparently. So, let's get into it. Fix this camera. All right. So, what is the plan for tonight? We are going to get into Cypress. This is going to be my very first time in my 15 years in QA, 12 years in automation, actually ever using Cypress. Imagine that. Why is that? I never really saw a need for Cypress in all this time. But before we even get into that, let's get into our housekeeping for today. All right. So, first things first. Let's see. Put up my agenda. So, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all the latest subscribers. We are just growing so fast. So shout out to all of you. And shout out to the Welcome to Cybersecurity panel that we had this past Saturday, where we had 3 amazing panelists and myself. I am not in the cybersecurity field, but I can handle my own. I can join the conversation. I can help moderate. I can help host. But we had some experts on that panel. So if you are interested in cybersecurity, I would highly recommend you go and check it out. It is I have a copy of it on my channel that you are more than welcome to watch. And if you have any questions, the contact information for the panelists are there. But if you can't find it, leave a comment on the video, and I will make sure we get your questions answered. So shout out to that. That was an amazing event, and I do look forward to doing it again in some capacity. All right. So shout out to that. If you have not done so yet, I would like you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we drop a new video or that we go live. And like the video, share the video, of course. And if you haven't done so yet, check out the Patreon. Patreon just had a new feature where it is free to sign up for someone's Patreon, and then you can choose if you want to become a supporter of that person. And for the supporters, I'm dropping videos, dropping content. I'm about to put together the questions that you, as an interviewee, should be asking your interviewers, right? Because they always ask you, hey, and I already have a video about that, but they always ask you, do you have any questions for us? And I'll tell you this, right? The worst thing you can do is look like a deer in headlights and say, oh, no, I don't have any questions. Or, this one, like, I know some people will think this is a good question to ask, but what's the work-life balance? I would never ask that question. But I can show you how to come up with really good questions to ask your interviewers, that will have them like, oh wow, okay. But you know what? So after I get through the intro, then we're going to get I'm going to actually try to bring in LinkedIn a link to the live stream. All right. So we'll see what happens, okay? All right, so check out the Patreon. All right, so thank you to all the new subscribers. Let's get into our you know what? I'm gonna bring in LinkedIn right now. Why not? Let's bring in LinkedIn right now. And let me see what happens. Start. Let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. I am on LinkedIn. Welcome, LinkedIn. Nice to have you here. Whoever may be watching, nice to have you here. It is my very first time. Well, actually, kind of my second time serving on LinkedIn. There we go. I am on. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. Yes, actually, my second time. The first time was actually the cybersecurity panel. And that was my like, that was using a different software and everything like that. But I am happy to have LinkedIn here, and post a question in the chat, and I will do my best to address it. Like I said, oh wait, I'm not live. I'm not even live yet. Hold on. Click on go live, and let's see what happens. The question in the chat, and I. All right. So LinkedIn should be in. So ask a question in the chat. I will make sure to try to address it. So welcome to everyone who's watching on LinkedIn. My first official time streaming to LinkedIn. So welcoming in a new audience. Tonight we are going to be going over Cypress.io for QA engineering needs. This is my very first time using Cypress, but I've been using Selenium for the past 12 years, maybe like more like 10 years. But it is what it is. So let's get into it. Let's keep going with the show. All right. So before we get into our exploration, I wanted to share what is the live show schedule on the Tech Coach Rob channel. So on Sunday afternoons at 2:15 p.m., we do software explorations. We are currently working our way through Terraform. It was a mess this past weekend that we were not able to stream due to some internet troubles, but I think I might have a handle on that, but we'll see, right? But Sunday afternoon, software explorations, we are working through Terraform. Tuesday nights we have our Q&A sessions. I might keep that on YouTube for now, but or YouTube exclusively for now. So if you are interested in speaking to me or hearing me answer some questions that I source around the internet, join us on the Tech Coach Ralph YouTube channel on Tuesday nights at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we have Thursday nights where we have software explorations like tonight. And tonight we are going through Cypress.io for all my QA automation engineers who might be tuning in. And so that is our live show schedule. And then we also have some pre-recorded content, right? Official pre-recorded content where we have Mondays, and all these times are at noon, 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time. We have Mondays, Candid Conversations. Wednesdays, software explorations, where I will create like a presentation where we will I'll go through the presentation. I might give some examples on it, but then we will usually on like a Thursday night, we will go through like a live implementation of it. This yesterday we released about Docker, and I didn't go into Docker today because I've been showing Docker for so long now, and we'll do some more Docker work as time progresses. And then Fridays we have the Bug Bite where we review different industry related bugs and vulnerabilities that affected companies, how it affected their customers. We had, I think last week was the iOS bug, and then tomorrow we have the T-Mobile vulnerabilities from 2023 and how pretty massive they were, right? So check that out, right? All right. And I already mentioned about the cybersecurity panel. If you did not get a chance to see that, to watch that, I would definitely recommend you check that out, where we answered a bunch of questions about like how you can get into cybersecurity and the different like non-coding roles in cybersecurity. It was such great insight, so I would definitely recommend tuning into that. Like I said a little bit ago, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live. Like the video, share the video with somebody who would find it useful. All right. So that is part of the housekeeping. And before we get into our code, I wanted to mention something, right? So as many people on the YouTube side know, maybe not on the LinkedIn side, but well, you would know if you ever tune into my profile because it's like right there at the top. But I do Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and been doing it for 3.5 years now. And something that I noticed, right? Um, a lot of times when you start off something new, whatever it might be, right? And you can apply this to learning, you know, QA. Since I'm in QA, a lot of people reach out to me about, how do I get into QA and stuff like that, right? And I apply it to, I just see it as something similar to jiu-jitsu. Like when you have somebody new who's starting off and they want to do the most complicated things now, right? Maybe they'll go watch something on YouTube and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to try this," and then but they miss the fundamentals, right? And the point is, I would recommend that you focus on the fundamentals. One of the reasons that I spent so much, like, I didn't really explore any other type of automation um, library except for the ones that I really needed to use. So I was heavy in Java, Rest Assured, Selenium, TestNG, and stuff like that. It's because I needed to get good. I need to get really, really good at those things. And then now that I think I'm like, at the top of those, I can start to explore. Do I need to use Cypress tomorrow? No. Do I need to use it next week? No. So why am I doing it now, right? Well, it is a good opportunity to like some of the people that I'm coaching, they might end up using Cypress. So I would like to know more about it, and it's something to add to the resume, all of that. But this is pretty much the same reason that I did the playwright exploration to learn more about a new technology, how it works, all of that good stuff, right? But I would always say choose something, get really good at it, learn the fundamentals. So, like, if you're going to be doing automation, right? Learn about the page object model design pattern. Get really good at your locators because every single framework, automation framework, you're going to need to use the page object model. You're going to need to use the you're going to need to use the locators. You're going to need to have really good locators, right? So I'd say get really familiar with that, right? And then you'll be able to be good in any, like, because now when I go into playwright, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. I can spend like 4 hours on it, and I feel comfortable enough that if I needed to do some work in it, I can just jump into it and figure my way out with that, right? Same thing for I'm expecting to have with Cypress. I can easily maneuver my way through it and on easily, right? But I can figure it out, right? It's nothing too complicated. The same way I figured out Rest Assured, the same way I figured out um, automate like coding in Python, and so you figure it out, and then like you have it in your toolbox, and then when you need to use it, you get familiar with it, you ramp up with it, and then you go from there. But but get good at the fundamentals, get good at the basics, right? If you've never automated something before, don't try to do anything complicated. Like tonight, we're not going to do anything complicated. We're just going to go to a site. And we're going to like go through getting to like adding some product to the checkout, right? a basic automation flow, uh, you know, just to get familiar with it, right? That's the goal. And I believe that when you're learning something new, depends how much time you can dedicate to it, right? But you want to learn it right. You don't want to just like try to go and do some crazy fancy thing and then you don't learn anything and then now you don't have any like real experience and nothing and you try to get a job and now you get embarrassed, right? They ask you one basic question and then you flop and now you missed out on an opportunity, you wasted time, all of that, right? So that is my message to you, right? So but but let's get to it, right? Let's get to it. So, here's what we're going to do. I am using, so I have on one screen, I have my browser up. On the other screen, I have WebStorm up, right? I'm going to be using JetBrains WebStorm because I am a JetBrains fanboy, believe it or not. So, okay, so here we are. All right, so let's do it like this. Going to on one screen. Well, that's not supposed to be there. Let's fix. Oh my god, hold on. Fix this. Had some technical difficulties the other day. Let's fix that. Let me see. Let's fix that. Let's see. When you are handling everything, like the whole entire production on your own, things can get a little crazy sometimes. Let's see. Let's go with that. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right, I just fixed that part live. Okay, so let's move this. Let's move that. All right. That's good. That's good. And I'll fix that. All right. So, and let me check the other screen while we're at it. Nope, that one's not that good either. Let me fix that one. I messed everything up, right? All right. So let's close that one. And we are moving this one over. All right. So here we are. Let's try that again. Let's see what happens. All right. So when I go here, we will have this screen where we have our browser up. Let me adjust these a little bit more. Make this smaller. I'm going to move this over to this side. And in here, we are going to, for the camera, that's not exactly as we want it, but let's see. Oh, that's not right. This thing is a mess. Oh my goodness. I have to fix that part. Oh, that's why. And okay, here we go. So let's just go with this for now. All right, cool. Oh, this is a mess. All right. It is what it is. All right, cool. So we are here and let's check the other one. So this screen is going to be here and I'll fix that part later. But as long as you can see me, we'll be good to go. All right. So make this thing smaller over here too. And then this is going to be a bit. All right, here we are. Okay. What a mess. But here we are. We will build it as we fly it, as they say. So let's get to it. All right. So we have our main screen. We have this screen with the messed up camera. And we have our WebStorm with the also messed up camera. But I will fix that for next time. I did not that was already fixed, but it is what it is. So, and you don't really need to see me. You want to see the code. So more code, less of tech, Coach Ralph. All right. So here's what the plan is, right? My plan is to so we're gonna go through the documentation for Cypress, right? And then getting started. And then we are going to I was thinking about going through the Lego. Someone corrected me. I thought it was Legos, but I don't know any. I never like the last time I used Lego was or Lego set was I don't know, maybe when I was like 5 years old, maybe. Right? So we are going to use that today. And we're gonna go through it. And I'm going to be shopping for some Lego. And we're gonna try to automate we're gonna try to automate like adding an item to the cart, right? Because if you're working for an e-commerce site, then that's probably something that you would be doing. To like on a regular basis, checking that you can add you can go to the homepage, you can navigate to a product page, add it to the cart, stuff like that, right? So we probably won't be here too long, but I don't know because I never used Cypress before, so we're gonna find out. We might, you always expect something to go one way, but then you run into some trouble, right? So that is what we're going to do today. All right. So here we are. That camera is really, really bothering me. Mm, whatever. All right. So here we are. So we're gonna go through. So what we'll probably do is go to like the homepage, and let's say I want to buy something for my son, right? So we're gonna click on shop. We're gonna go by age. We're gonna do 1.5, and then we are going to click on the first one, and we're going to add it to the bag, right? That's gonna be our goal for today, and then we're gonna say view bag, and we should be able to get here, and we'll click on checkout securely. All right, so that's going to be our goal for today. All right, so let's get into that. Before we go on, let's do. Oh, welcome, Miss Randy. How are you doing this beautiful, beautiful night? Although for you it's afternoon, this beautiful afternoon. How are you doing? Always a pleasure to have you here. All right, so let's go. And by the way, Miss Randy, have you been working on the project that I asked you to work on? Hmm. All right. So let's get. All right. So and then here we have our like I said, WebStorm. So and that's where we're going to be doing all of our code. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And we're going to work for 20 minutes. Then we're going to take a We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be able to address any questions in the chat, whether it's the LinkedIn chat or the YouTube chat. And if there are no questions, then we will go to searching for some jobs on LinkedIn. And if there's any suggestions of jobs to search for, let me know. Maybe, you know what? Actually, I'll search for QA jobs that are using Cypress because we are working on Cypress. All right. So, yep, I called you out, Miss Randy. I did call you out. And I'm going to put you right here. There you go. I did call you out because I'm still waiting for my project. All right. All right. So let's get to it. All right. So what we're going to do, we are going to put our timer for
It's time to duel!
3 minutes. And we are going to do, we're going to go to reading our documentation. All right. So we are here. So let me just close this right here. Right. We're going to go to the home page. And whenever I go to do a new software, or a new framework, whatever the case may be, I go straight to the documentation, right? And then I normally look for a getting started. All right. So let's go to getting started, install Cypress, right? And so what you learn, how to install Cypress via npm yarn pnpm. Not familiar with this one. How to install Cypress via direct download, how to version and run Cypress via package.json. And I am pretty sure I have the system requirements. I'm not even going to click on that link. But if you are not sure, then you would definitely want to click on that link. And so it's just going to be a basic npm install. So we're going to go to our project path. And then we're going to do npm install Cypress and then save dev. I worked on Node stuff like last year. So I believe the save dev is like to make sure like it's for development environment and not for, if you don't put it, it's going to be like for production environment. So we are going to use the save dev, right? It says this will install Cypress locally as a dev dependency. Okay, yeah, so dev dependency for your project, so it won't be for production. Make sure you have already run npm init and have a node modules folder or package.json file in the root of your project to ensure Cypress is installed in the correct directory. All right, we can do that. So, all right, so let's get started, right? So we're gonna do npm init. So let's go to terminal. And we're gonna do npm init. And it says the utility will walk you through creating a package.json file. It only covers the most common items and tries to guess sensible defaults. Yada, yada, yada. Let me make this bigger so we can read it a little better. Use npm install package afterwards to install a package and save it as a dependency in the package.json file. All right, so package name, sure, why not? I could live with that. Let's call this Cypress Automation, or not Cypress. So we'll call it TCR Cypress Exploration using Lego, not Legos, Lego. I was corrected for that. Lego website. And sure, why not? And we'll leave that blank. We do not have a Git repository yet. All right, this is a lot. All right, so let's go with Tech Coach Ralph here. Sure. Yes. Okay, cool. All right. So now that we have this up and running, guess we'll do this. We will get the latest. I don't even know what version I have on this, so let's do that, right? because we do not want. Well, how come that is your version of Node required? Oh, maybe we should update our version of Node. I don't know. Let's see. See, like I said, you never know what you're gonna run into. Update Node. How to update Node npm. Da, da, da. All right, so let's look that up real quick. Npm install -g. Install the latest version of Node. So let's try that. Let's see what happens. Okay, so let's do sudo. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, I think that worked. So, let's try that. Latest. That happens. And it says two packages to address 31 vulnerabilities. So let's just do that, right? npm audit, because I just want to be up to date once we're getting started. I already need to sudo again, don't I? Or not. Okay, so whatever. And remove previous version. So let's do okay. Well, I don't know. We'll go with that. I don't know. So use npm to let's try that. npm install node. Oh, we don't have npm install. So all right, whatever. Let's go with that. All right. Let's just assume that we have an updated version of Node and NVM and all that stuff. So now we can go ahead and start to go to here. Right. We're gonna do npm install Cypress save dev. Let's see what happens. All right. Stuff is happening. Stuff is happening. Let's see here. Oh, we're over here. So it's supposed to be installing Cypress. Taking its sweet time, apparently. But so after we do that, all right, cool. So we have Cypress installed. All right, let me open up our folder structure and see what we have in here. So we have here node modules. We have Cypress here. And if we open up our package.json, we should have Cypress under dev dependency. So shout out to that. All right. So so let's look at what else they say here. So installing Cypress. I think we have Cypress installed. And continuous integration. We'll do that another time. Let's say 18 using should have node 18 apparently. Let's see here. Let's see our favorite website. npm install -g. Why didn't that work when I did? Let's see here. Let's see what we do here. Let's try that one more time. I want to make sure I have the latest version. And check -v. Says upgraded node, but still says version 16. So now I'm trying to find out like why it's still showing the old version. So here and try closing. All right, closing terminal. And so what we could do is open up a new terminal, and then we do node v. Nope, still shows the same thing. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. And it's gonna do a new terminal, and then node -v. Same thing. Let me open up a terminal on the regular computer then. Same thing. Let's see. All right. I am going to try. Let's try this one. Like I said, you never know what you're gonna run into. Like getting your environment set up is a big thing. All right, so we're gonna copy that. I'm just gonna paste it in here, so I don't need to share the screen while I'm doing that. Well, maybe I should. So we'll go here, and we're gonna go like that. And we have that, and now we're gonna do. And then we're gonna do. We have nvm installed. We're gonna do that. Oh, that. Let's try that. Oop. Oh. Let's see here. All right, then the regular terminal over here too. See what happens. So it downloads it. Wait, what did it say? All right. So nvm string already in user dot bash profile. You currently have modules installed globally with nvm. These will no longer be linked to the version of node. When you install a new node with nvm, they may be WebDriver Manager. If you wish to uninstall them at a later point, nvm use system. Now using nvm or run the following to use it now. Oh my god. It is the one, the only Stephanie's here. Welcome to the show, Stephanie. Welcome to the show. Always, 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 always a pleasure to have you here. All right. So, yeah, I am struggling my way through your favorite software, Cypress. Trying to get my NVM up to date because apparently you might need the latest version of the latest version of or not the latest, but you need a newer version of Node and stuff. I know you do. I know you do. Right. So, all right, cool. Let's try this terminal thing again, and let's go here, and let's go. All right, let's do, and yeah, not found. Great, 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 great. And let's do Node. B. I am stuck on the oldest version of Node. All right, so let's see here. Oh, we could do this, can't we? Go. We're gonna need to do that. Do it through brew, and then we're gonna do. Yep. Yup. Do it through brew. Of course. Of course. And while that's updating, some of the like I've seen some things that you could do, some strategies you can employ to speed up your testing to validate. Like, let's say you want to validate the all the pages on a website is loading. You can use like through Cypress, you can do API calls to make sure you're getting certain responses and make sure that you are getting loading the source code and verify that like maybe some HTML that shows up on every single page is going to be showing up as opposed to like a page not found type thing. So there's like, and you could do that with pretty much any automation framework, but it's about the strategies that you employ as well, which that comes with experience. Like I was mentioning at the beginning of the show, you would want to you really want to spend the time, you want to dedicate yourself to building experience so you can understand you get a better understanding, and you can like put yourself in different situations. That's one of the reasons that I always recommend going through the chaos camp. Like I know the people on LinkedIn, they haven't seen this yet, but maybe it was like 2 weeks ago we reviewed, or maybe it was last week. I don't know. One of these past weeks we reviewed Stephanie's rock paper scissor API challenge, right? And if you see I'm really sure that that pushed her strategic thinking a lot further because she had to come up with um different ways to come to an automation solution, right? So yeah, so I always recommend getting like, learning how to do something and then doing it over and over and over, like putting in the repetitions so you can get really, really good at it, you know? All right, so this thing is doing its thing. So probably after the break, we can really get into the Cypress, but I just want to get a updated version of Node so we can really get into it. But I can say it again. We are going to go through. So this is the plan for tonight. We are going to go to the homepage of the Lego website, not Legos, right? Because I heard that they will get very violent with you if you say it incorrectly, right? So we're gonna go to get all my discounts out. We're gonna go to this home page here. We're gonna click on shop. We're going to be shopping for my kid, right? Click on age, and then he's just about to be 1.5. So we're gonna choose that, and then we're gonna, choose the first. Oh, 1990, 49.99 is pretty expensive. Maybe I should add some filter to reject anything that's higher than. Have anything for $10? Apparently not. So we'll figure. Ooh, a fire truck. That looks pretty cool. Ooh, a water park. That looks good too, right? All right. So password in. And what else do we have over here? Alphabet Town. 3-in-1 Magical Castle. Oh, this looks cool. A bulldozer. Oh, $10. Ah, look at that. I didn't think I was gonna find something for $10. Oh my god.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
I haven't spoken to this guy in ages. What's going up, Ja? So good to hear from you. Like me and Ja used to work together back in '06 to like '08, right? We were doing web design together and at a many at a web hosting company that we used to work at, and he was a really really good designer. He was so detail oriented and passionate about his work. It's so good to hear from you. What have you been up to, Ja? Tonight we're getting into Cypress Automation. All right, so this is done. Wow, so happy to hear from you, Ja. Good to hear from you. All right, let's go to full screen because we are officially on break. Wow. So apparently LinkedIn chat is working too. So it is awesome. So if we get anybody from LinkedIn, but yeah, John, let me know what you've been up to. So great to hear from you. All right. So what we're gonna do now? We're going to. Okay, we'll come back to that. So let's see what we got going on in the chat. I'm gonna put up. That's not work out well, but we are gonna do. Well, I just bring it up this way. So we're gonna put our 5 minutes up on the clock for our break. And what's up, D? Good to have you here. Shout out to D. And we're not having internet issues tonight, so or knock on wood, right? So, all right. So what we're gonna do, we are going to go to LinkedIn, which we are also live on tonight, by the way, for the first official time. We are live on LinkedIn. Look at that. I can see myself. I can see myself. All right. But we're not here to see myself. We are going to look for QA automation Cypress. So we can find with Cypress. And let's go to. All right. See, this is how you end up getting thousands of tabs open because like, I already have this installing Cypress tab. I have the Lego tab. I have the upgrading node. I have the check the node version. I have node.js, and then now I have LinkedIn open, right? But let's see some jobs. So QA automation or quality assurance analyst, right? 50 to 65K in Boynton Beach, Florida. It is on site. So this would probably be a good entry level position for somebody. If you lived in the South Florida area, right? Let's see. So qualifications, strong analytical skills, experience in quality assurance and quality control, experience with manual testing, Ability to create and execute test cases. Bachelor, that's the nice to have. Experience with automated testing tool is a plus. So it's not even a requirement, right? It's a plus. They would like you to learn it. Experience with software development is also a plus. So this is a great entry level opportunity, to be honest with you. And guess what? How many applicants? 18 applicants. It was posted 2 hours ago. 18 applicants. Like I tell you guys, right? Because it is on site, you're going to have a lot less applicants for it. So if you are in the area of Boynton Beach, this would be a good job to apply for, right? They're a leading software solutions provider. So this one, but I'm not going to focus on this one because it doesn't talk about like Cypress in particular. I want to see Cypress jobs, right? So let's keep going. Quality automation engineer. Actually, I know somebody who got a job where they actually use Cypress as opposed to Selenium. I still think that Selenium is number one in the request, but Cypress is up there too, right? So here, let's look at this, right? I don't really care about all this when I'm looking for stuff. Let's go to. I like to look at the requirements, right? So let's go starting with education, right? So bachelor's, all right, whatever. 2 years of experience planning and executing tests for large complex applications. Like when they say 2 years, they're very flexible on that, right? 2 years of test automation development experience utilizing JavaScript, experience with various automated testing methodologies, at least 1 year experience in test automation frameworks such as Selenium, Cypress, WebDriver.io, Jest, Puppeteer, Playwright. And we've already explored Playwright on the channel. If you were interested in seeing our exploration on it, check out the YouTube channel where we went through Playwright. I think we spent like maybe 2 or 3 Sundays on it. I forgot what site we automated with it, but it was fun. I actually liked Playwright quite a bit, but my heart still belongs to Selenium. So this one like WebDriver.io. We actually use WebDriver.io when we were sampling out this AI framework, Concepts.js. And then of course we use Selenium all the time, but Cypress is where we are today. I think I've used Jest when I was trying to do like some unit testing stuff for using Node, building like a web application when I was doing my full stack development class. And I am yet to use Puppeteer. I'm gonna add that to the list to explore Puppeteer. Experience in agile software development. This one is hybrid in Houston, Texas. Over 200 applicants. That's quite a steep competition. But I bet if it was fully remote, it would be packed. Let's take a look at. So this one is manual test, right? Hybrid.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
This is hybrid in Milpitas, California. $75K to $130K for software QA manual test engineer. Before we go back to our Cypress, let's go scroll all the way down. And so this one, although it's a software QA engineer, although this is a software QA engineer, they want experience like either computer science or electrical engineering plus 5 years of experience in job offered, experience with networking L2, L3, network performance. And then here, experience proficiency with Python and Selenium WebDriver is a plus. QA process. Interesting. All right. When we go to our next break, we will come back. Oh my God. Dawn is here. The one, the only. Dawn Johnson is here. The brains behind Chaos Camp. Shout out to Chaos Camp. You know what, Don? Drop the link to Chaos Camp in the chat so these amazing people can go and check it out, and they can go and they can go fix some chaos, because as QA engineers, we turn chaos into calm to go look for some more chaos, right? That's what we do. We embrace the chaos over here. All right, that's what we do. All right, so Don, tonight we are working on Cypress. So let's get back to it. All right, so let's put up another 20 minutes on the clock.
Let's go! Let's go!
And I messed up my layout, so that's why my camera looks all messed up. But we're just gonna have to push through it tonight, and I will fix it afterwards. So let's check if our node see what node we're using now. We're still on this one, but we're gonna do brew info node, and that gives us a bunch of stuff. As you guys can tell, I am not a Node person, but in a project that I'm going to be taking on, I will be using Node. So might as well start getting familiar with it now. All right, so Node stable 21. So let's say we do, I should just take that right there, and I do Node or brew switch Node, and let's do that. That didn't work out too well. You could also try linking. So we did. All right, so let's do this. Let's exit this out. And let's open up a new terminal. Let's see. Okay, here we are. We are at version 21. So I guess we are done for tonight. Just kidding. All right, so here we are. All right, so we have our node. I don't know if it's gonna be in here though. Let me see. Okay, we're good. So we have our latest version of node here. All right, so that means let's close out this junk over here. Close that out. Keep that open. Close that out. Keep that open. Close that out. Keep this open. All right, so we are back to Cypress, and we got everything updated, hopefully. And let's say we still have Cypress. Cool. We have Cypress. We have everything set up. And now let's say opening the app. Let's see if we can do this, right? So opening the app, you can open Cypress from your project root one of the following ways: npx yarn run Cypress, adding npm script. So if you do npm, you can do npm run Cypress open. Well, see what happens. This is software explorations, right? Please do not have any high expectations. If you thought that I was going to teach you how to use Cypress, I am sorry, because I am learning. This is my first time using Cypress. So we are going to do this together. And why do I do this? Why do I do software explorations and not software tutorials? Because I want you to see how, and correct me if I'm wrong, Don, but like whenever you take on a new repository, a new software, whatever the case may be, you struggle through it like the same way that I'm doing to like try to figure out what's going on, what configuration you need on your computer. It's not like how those tutorials show you. It's like, oh, everything everything is so edited and works perfectly fine, right? It looks like this is your first time using Cypress. Yes, it is. Okay, look at that. Let me put this on this screen. What? Am I gonna watch this video? Why not? Right? Let me see. Let's see if you guys can hear this.
Hey everyone, Paul from the Developer Experience team here, and I've got exciting news about Cypress version 13. The spotlight is Test Replay, a total game changer making its debut here. Imagine interactive debugging, seamlessly integrated into the recorded runs right inside Cypress Cloud. Test Replay allows you to track the events leading up to issues and failures, meaning you can inspect the DOM, monitor network traffic, and even dig into console logs as they happened in your CI run. No more scratching your head. Test Replay allows you to travel in time in your application and pinpoint the cause of root issues. And the best part is, you don't have to spend any time recreating those CI issues on your local machine. Now, Test Replay is just the beginning. We're gearing up for even more things like visual diffing, accessibility scores, and even our own interactivity testing, all coming in the future. Test Replay is not about today. It's a step towards something bigger. The Cypress vision for quality starts here with Test Replay as the foundation. So, upgrade to version 13 and stick around for what's in store.
Cool. All right. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Anyways, I don't have an opinion on that. I've used I've used versions of Selenium Grid that could do recording and stuff like that. So anyways, let's keep going. So welcome to Cypress. Review the difference between each type. End-to-end testing, component testing, build your components from your... What's wrong with me, right? Why did I automatically go to, I read the title and then I go to read this one first when this one is clearly here, right? Why did I do that? You know what? I'm going to start reading this one first. So, right, so let's just do this. Let's just go back in time. All right. So, end-to-end testing. That's what E to E stands for, right? Build and test the entire experience of your application from end to end to ensure each flow matches your expectations. Now, let's read the component testing. Build and test your components from your design system in isolation in order to ensure each state matches your expectations. All right, cool. So let's start with end to end because we are going to be messing with the Lego website. You know, looking for toys for my little boy. All right. Configuration files. We added the following files to your project. This. Add an example fixture. All right, cool. Whatever. Let's get to it. So choose a browser. We want, I don't know what Electron is, but we'll stick with Chrome for now. I don't have any tests to run in Chrome. Okay, so, where do I get to write? Wait a second. Wait 1 second. Where do I get to write my code? I want to write code. We'll generate several example specs to help guide you on how to write tests in Cypress. We'll generate a template spec file which can be used to start testing your application. Should we use a Don? Are you there, Don? Don? Hello, Don. Are you there? Let's go to, what just happened here? All right, this is where I'm at. So, do we do scaffold examples? Or do we go straight into create a new spec? That is a tough call. I think I'll go to the scaffold. I mean, yeah, it's a weak move, I know. But I do want to see. I think I'm missing something here. There we go. Let's do. I'm going to answer Josh's question, actually. Just so everybody can know. Use a template. All right, cool. So we will. Don says. Use the template. All right, we'll use the template. We added the following files. Cool. And I'm going to say just for reference. Okay, fair. You don't have to justify yourself to me, Don. I trust you. I trust you. And to answer Jaru, we are working on learning how to use Cypress.io for automation testing. wonder if that posted to LinkedIn. Let's see. It did not post to LinkedIn, so I will post it to LinkedIn. Well, just can't hit enter, can I? Let me see. All right, cool. There we go. There we go. All right, so added that to LinkedIn. You gotta figure out how to get the chat from here to post to LinkedIn. So, anyways, let's go to, and I'll flash this for our LinkedIn folks. A little smaller right away. Cool. Put that right about there. Cool. All right, so we are exploring Cypress.io for automation testing. We were going to go through the Lego add to cart flow. All right, so for all those on LinkedIn, that is what we're working on tonight. All right, so here we are. So we have this. Let's see. Let's open up this to do file. All right, something's happening. Oh, what in the world is this? Oh, okay. That is interesting. All right. Wasn't expecting that to happen, but we are learning together, right? Right. So specs. So now if I go over to my full screen. No. If I go over to my full screen now, if I go to, are the files now added to here? Let's see. Oh yeah, they are. End-to-end fixtures. Getting started, to do, advanced examples, assertions. All right, so let's open up some of these. I'm gonna close out this package here. And we have all of that. Cool. So let's do this, right? We're gonna do directory tech coach. Oh, where did the caps come from? Let's say let's just go Lego add to cart. All right, cool. And we are going to call that new JavaScript file, and we're gonna call that add product to cart.cypress.js. Is that the name of it? Oh, .cy. My bad. Rename. All right. And as our good friend Don said, use it for reference. All right, so we are going to, let's move this over here. Right, and here we're gonna go to copy this. Actually, I wanted the to do instead, I think. Getting started to do. All right, so, okay. This spec file contains a variety of sample tests for a to-do list app that are designed to demonstrate the power of writing tests in Cypress. To learn about how Cypress works and what makes it such an awesome tool, go to the introduction to Cypress. All right, so we're going to use this as a guide for us tonight. All right, so we have our reference types, Cypress, and we're going to go to, all right, so describe, add product to cart, right? And we're going to do comma, a lambda, which Don keeps asking me about lambdas, and I'm still not too familiar with them yet. So now before each is pretty much the same as a before each in Selenium. So before each, Cypress starts off with a blank slate for each test, just like in Selenium. So before each test is what we're going to do. So we must tell it to visit our website, site.visit, command. Since we want to visit the same URL to start off each time, so we're going to do site.visit. And we're going to go to, what is the website we're going to? Lego.com. HTTP, that's // www.lego.com. All right. And then, so that's going to kick off every time. And then it is going to be the steps that we are going to go through, right? So get is to get the so displays to we use site.get command to get all the elements that match the selector. Then we use should to assert that there are two matched items, which are the two default items. So get is to get all the elements that match. And that's interesting too, because as I'm reading this, then the stuff that I've been working with Stephanie on, I get some additional ideas like, oh, maybe we can use this to do this. Anyways, we will, yeah. And that's part of the reason that I learned this, right? Because the when I'm coaching, I like to have more understanding of the things that my people are working on, and then I can provide more insight. You know, it bothers me. Let me see something. I don't know. Lights. All right, so let's see. So we have displays two to do items by default. So you're verifying for two. We can go further. First and last. Have text, pay a lecture. We can add new to dos. Type. So get the thing and then type. And then we can check off an item as completed. Fine. Check. Click. Okay. All right. Got a good understanding of this so far. So let's do this. All right. So what we're going to do first, we are going to, so I'm going to show this screen. We're going to go to the home page. Actually, got to open up an incognito page. Right. Because we want to make sure that want to make sure. Okay, that's what I want to get, right? So I want to make sure that when it's a new session, we're going to get this little pop-up page and we choose where we want to go, right? So we're going to say it. And all right, so this page, it, let's just do one test. Navigate to the just add items cart. Add Lego product to cart. But should it be inside the describe or is it? Oh, I didn't put the before each in here. So before each.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
So let's finish this real quick. And then we'll go to our lunch break. So we have that. And then we're going to go to that, right? And then inside the describe, the it goes inside. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. It did look kind of weird, right? So the it goes inside the describe. So we have our before, which is the inside of this. And then we have our it. Right, cool. So add Lego product to cart, right? Right, so what we're gonna do, that's the it, and then we're going to let me just finish this part real quick, and then we can go to our break, right? So we have our it, and then we're gonna do comma, and then the lambda for it, and we're gonna say, do write some really, really cool Cypress automation code. Don't get jealous, Selenium. You're still my first. Put it. There we go. All right. So, adding some comments and then we will go through that. But in the meantime, we are going to get back to make sure there's nothing in the chat. All right, cool. So, are you guys enjoying yourself so far? Like I said, this is my first time using Cypress and so far so good. So the toughest part so far was getting the npm up to date, which we getting node version up to date, which we successfully did. So we are going to yeah, it is. But I always go back home at the end of the night, so anyways, let's look up some more jobs, right? Let's see. Sure the streams are okay. I'm a terrible person. What? Your mouse died? I'm so sorry to hear that, Don. What was the name of your mouse? That's so sad. Well, Don, we will be praying for your mouse and hope that you're able to cope with your it's terrible. If my mouse died, I don't know what I would do. But we are here for you. And if you need anything done, we got your back. All right. So sorry, Don. So sorry. You know what? Let's put our 5 minutes up. Because I will just go on forever messing with you guys. And welcome to the show, Leanne. So happy to have you here. I've been waiting for a while to hear from you, so I am so happy to have you here. And um, let's connect and let's get to work, Leanne. We got a lot of work to do, so I am so happy that you are back to life. And Stephanie says, "Why go out for Cypress when you have filet mignon?" Let me see. Let's see.
We the best.
That is a very, very good question. You know why, Stephanie? You want to know why? Like, all right, I'm gonna be honest, right? I am going through Cypress because you're using Cypress, and I was slightly jealous. You know, not too jealous, but slightly jealous because I was like, well, let me see what all the hype is about. Why are they so crazy about Cypress? And you know how many people like throughout the years I've heard talk about Cypress, and I'm like, so like who uses JavaScript to write automation code, right? So I'm like, all right, I already did Playwright. I'm like, all right, let me get into Cypress. But I do want to go into try Playwright in Python to see how that is. So we'll definitely do that as well. But yeah, so um, yeah, I will go back to I will stick to my filet mignon. So and Don found Don, you're not supposed to be laughing when your mouse just died, all right? Like, come on, Don. Like, what kind of person are you? You're a bad person. All right. And Stephanie says, we are learning together. Yes, we are. Right. We come up with some really cool strategies when great minds come together. Yeah, we come up with some amazing stuff. Right. And Don says, wait till you use it for the automation challenge. You want to know, this is with respectfully, Don, respectfully, right?
I hate it here. I want to go home.
That's how I feel when I'm doing the automation challenge. Just in case you missed it the first time, right? In case you missed it the first time.
I hate it here. I want to go home.
Yep, that's how I feel. All right. All right. Enough fun and games. Let's go and look at some jobs. There's some jobs. So let's continue. Here. Gotta fix this circle. This looks terrible. All right. And you know the thing is, like, as a QA engineer, like any little that OCD part, right? Any little detail that's off, I'm just like, I just want to cancel the whole show. I'm like, I'm not doing this tonight. This is terrible. But exploring Cypress, I have to tell myself, exploring Cypress is way more important than the bad lighting that I currently have and the weird looking cutoff circle camera, which actually doesn't look that bad, but we have to go through Cypress, you know? So let's go to this one. Robin is the hiring manager. Just a reminder. Stephanie, did you remember to cancel your LinkedIn premium? Just throwing it out there. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that on LinkedIn, but it is what it is. All right. So Q engineer. What up, Sean? Welcome to the show, Sean.
I appreciate you.
How you doing tonight? Good to hear from you again. We are just going through Cypress, and right now we're on break looking through some automation jobs, having some fun on the stream with Stephanie, Don, Leanne. Mr. Randy was here earlier tonight. You know, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Okay, let's see. Requirements. So this one is in California, remote.
Get a
How many
move
people
on, back
applied?
to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
over 200K people, or 200K, over 200 people applied. If I had, maybe I should sign up for LinkedIn Premium again. But yeah, like over 200 applicants, 80 to 95. That's Don. 80 to 95K in California. How far can that get you? Don is in California. How far can 80 to 95K get you in California, Don? Design, develop using open source. 4 years of QA automation engineering or a closely related field. Familiarity with distributed cloud computing systems, especially AWS. Understanding the parallel development of integrated software and hardware systems. An understanding of USA electricity market. I don't know. This looks like a low paying job. I mean, if see, but here's the thing, right? They want a minimum of 4 years, right? So for someone who's trying to get into the field, it's going to be hard already because they don't have those 4 years, right? And then like 4 years in California to like 4 years of experience in California to start off making 80 to 95K as a QA automation engineer. It's a little, I don't know, it's a little pushing it. I mean, if you're new, I would apply anyways if you're new, right? But that seems low for 4 years of experience in California for QA automation engineer with the like understanding of USA electricity market with wanting you to have cloud computing systems, especially AWS services. So right. So let's go through the chat real quick, and then we'll get back to the work. So Stephanie said, "I did." You reminded me literally just in time. You see, that's what we do. We look out for each other. And I'm gonna go back to full screen. All right. And Sean said he's been good, busy with work and studying QA. I really want to make sure I understand the foundations. Good. I'll tell you this though, right? Um, I know you want to understand the foundations, but you're not gonna understand like as long as you just keep studying it, you're not gonna understand the foundations until you actually start to do something with it, right? And that's why I say like you gotta practice. Find opportunities to practice. Um, just practice writing test cases. Practice like writing defects. And you know, we I don't know. Maybe Don does Chaos Cap have any QA things that like maybe they don't necessarily involve automation, but stuff that they can like different practice scenarios. But like you need to do stuff like studying. Like I remember when Stephanie was getting ready for an interview and she was studying a bunch of questions, and I was like, okay, you studied enough. We actually have to like actually practice the interview, right? And once we started practicing the interview, we were able to see the gaps and the flaws, and we were able to work on that. So when she actually went into the interview, she crushed it, right? So I would really, really recommend Sean that you actually start like finding things to work on to practice and to go to different websites and practice. Like the same way that we're going through the Lego website tonight. Pick any popular website and write some test cases, write some defects and stuff like that, right? But I think that's where you're going to get the most value in understanding the foundations. And John says he is in Canada. Oh, we have somebody from that. Shout out to our northern friends up there in Canada. And Stephanie says like 60K in Florida. I really think that in California the 80 to 95K is way less than the city. I'd rather make 60K in Florida than 80 to 90K in California. John says he does not see many postings compared to the US. You know what? If you share like your general city, I on the next break, I will do the search for Canada. And are you looking for like manual QA or what, right? So maybe he said maybe just a city. Don, says, not very much. That's junior level, And Stephanie says, 4 years experience in tech, I'd expect to be paid more than that, especially in Canada. I'm Canada. Jesus. Especially in California, I would expect to be paid more than that for 4 years in tech. And like wanting you to have like AWS cloud experience, like that's they're trying to get you on that one. But yeah, so anyways, let's get Don says asking too much for the pay. Yep, exactly. And Stephanie said, I have a bunch of messages. I hated it, but it was so necessary. Yep, it was. And I remember when I had it, like you could see like it says, 1,000 people applied for this job. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll apply for it anyways, right? And Don says I should have a few just of bug reporting and test plans. Nice. If you have it handy, or you don't have a mouse, so never mind. I'll get it from you later, and then I will make it available to Sean, so you can get some practice. You gotta practice, Sean. Like, don't let the ISTQB fanboys fool you into thinking that, oh, like I gotta do the ISTQB, I gotta do the ISTQB. No, you gotta put in. You need to become a practitioner. Theory is only takes you so far, but you gotta put in the work. All right. So let's get back to work. All right. So we are going to let me pull up on the screen, and we'll probably have one more session before we pick it up for next week. We didn't get to do too much today, but we got set up. We actually got to see what I'll probably do. Let's go to put our 20 minutes up.
It's time to do.
All right. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to write out what we're gonna do. So we are going to go to here. Which screen should I share? So I'm gonna share this screen, and I'm gonna write out and on the other screen I'm gonna write out what we're gonna do. Right. So when we get to Lego.com, we are click on the continue button. I'm just typing it out here on the WebStorm, so that we know what we're gonna be doing once we get back to it. So click on the continue button to go to lego.com, and then so we're gonna replicate that action here, and we're going to accept the cookies. Click OK to accept the cookies. And now we get to the home page. We're going to click on shop. Click on shop to open shop menu. Click on shop menu. And then click on age. Click on 1.5 plus. And like typically I'd have some type of test case already written, but first time visiting the Lego site. So I'm pretty much writing my test case inside of the spec file, right? And oh no, let's pick a toy. For now, we'll click on the first one, whatever. So we'll say click on the first item image, and we click on that, and we are going to add to bag. Yeah, we're gonna make it very, very simple, right? We're just gonna add to bag, and then we get All right, so let's add an assertion. Verify that pop-up has text added to my bag, and click view my bag. And verify my bag is loaded with one item in cart. Verify the name of the item in the cart. And anything else? Check out securely. Click check out securely. And so now if I was actually testing the site and I wanted to do like regression tests or daily tests, smoke tests, whatever, to run on a daily basis, I would have tests. So I would write it like this, right? I have a test for 3 different tests, right? One for checking out as a returning customer, one for checking out as a guest, and one for checking out as a registered customer. And then I would do different paths, right? And this is how you get some comprehensive testing done on 3 little tests, right? Because these are like the most critical function, like these are the most important functionalities on the site, right? To be able to check out, right? So the end-to-end test would go like one test would go register, right? And when I say and the register, I'd probably do like, okay, the way that we navigated, we just wrote out our steps. The way that we navigated would have a test for that, right? And then for the continue as guest, maybe I'd use like searching for an item, right? And then maybe for the returning customer on the homepage, maybe I would click on like a featured product, right? So that way I have three ways of getting to the product page, and I'm testing all of them, right? I'm testing like going through the navigation. I'm testing searching for a product, right? In the product search. And then I'm doing like a featured product on the homepage, right? All like those are the most common ways that customers would be navigating through the site. So I want because those are like that is our bread and butter. If that doesn't work, we're not making any money, right? So those are going to be the ones that are running on like daily basis, right? Maybe it could even be hourly basis. It could be like 3 times a day. Who knows? Whatever the cadence is like. So let's say Christmas time is coming up. Black Friday is coming up, right? So we would have a heightened level of attention to these flows because and then you probably want to throw in some load tests on there as well, right? But you want to test these flows on a regular basis, especially as traffic is starting to ramp up. So for Black Friday, you're going to be running these tests around like the month of December. You're going to be running these tests multiple times a day, right? So just throwing that out there because technically anybody can write automated tests, right? But the quality that you write those automated tests and the strategy of when they should run, what tests should be written, that is what is the engineering part of QA. Anybody can write like I can write a test case and say, hey, Don, can you go automate this? And yeah, he'll be able to automate it. But the key is in the quality of his automation, his selectors, so they're not flaky, how he handles like weights and then like when they run and stuff like that. That is the important part of it. All right. So let's get back to our other thing where we have all right. So this is the steps, right? So let me see if I can minimize this right here. Right. So we have what we're gonna do. We're gonna click on the continue button to go to lego.com. We're gonna click the OK button to accept the cookies. We're going to click on the shop to open the shop menu. Click on the age, all that. So what we just said, right? So let's get started. Here. Let's see here. All right, we are on our way. So let's go to. All right, so I'm going to close this down. So now I'm gonna close this down, and oh, this is really nice, I must say. $229. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I had to throw it. I didn't know Lego was that expensive. My goodness. Where is Cafe Corner when you need her? She could break this down for us. I don't know where Cafe Corner has been. If you do like Lego though, and if that's something that you're a fan of, I would definitely check out the page Cafe Corner because on her channel, she talks about Lego and all that type of stuff. Like I'm just learning from her about this stuff. So I'm like, oh, now that I'm learning let me go and check out this stuff and try to automate it. Right? I think that'd be a really cool. She's in QA as well. I think that'd be a pretty cool project for her as well to automate some stuff on it. But here we are. Here we are. You know, like I said, like when you need to learn this automation stuff, find something you like and then go to it. Like if you want to learn how to automate APIs and get familiar with APIs, go to Rapid API and get some of their go to Rapid API and get some of their sign up for those APIs and use those. Like build. I remember when I was learning Python and I wanted to like put API calls onto the page. I got a basketball API and I was able to load the team logos. I was able to load the score of the games. Maybe I'll revisit that and show it to you. Get that started up so you can see like different things you can do to actually learn the things that you want to learn. Right. That's the important part of it. Like finding a way that you're going to learn, and that's not going to cost you a fortune because you do not have to pay an egregious amount of money to learn, right? But you need to have the work ethic and the dedication for it, you know. And there were so many things that I wanted to learn that I was like, I would always keep pushing it back. And what did I do to learn it? Right? Created a YouTube channel. So now I am creating content, learning with you, having fun with you. You know, we're having dialogue, and we can learn together, right? And through that, I've met amazing people. I've met Stephanie. I met Don. I met Good Guy. Wherever he's probably lurking. Good Guy, are you lurking tonight? Hmm. Yeah, I met some amazing people, and like that. This is one of the greatest things that I ever did. All right, so all right, so let's do this. They are so kind on Lego to give us this data test. So we're gonna do button, and there's one of one. All right, cool. So continue. So we're gonna do. Let's see how good we are. Right, we're gonna do. Let's see if we can make this bigger. Mm. So let's go to. Let's see how good we are. Let's go to side.get, and then let's go, and then click, and then now that I'm writing the code, I am going to do it in. I'm going to be showing you the code, and I'm going to be doing the same thing that we did before in the browser. So we are going to do that. We're just going to run it from there, right? Because I just want to see if we can get to the homepage, right? Like I said, we just want to see something work. We can go and do this whole thing and then we run it and it failed on the first step because maybe we're using like improper selectors. I'll do shop. Let's do shop as well, and then we will. So if I show you here, this is probably gonna find a bunch of them. Yep, found 3. So how do we make sure that it's the shop that's selected? Look at that. Boom. And this is why I tell you, right? Your selectors have to be top notch. Look at that. Now I'm targeting the shop button. Oops. Just lost it. Now I'm targeting the shop button, right? So we are gonna go back over here. Side.get. Okay. Click. All right. So now here we are. Let's give it a little run. I wonder if we go to here, what's gonna happen? Actually, it wasn't that one. It was this one. So if I refresh this, does anything? Do I have to stop it and start it over? Oops, not what I wanted to do. Do I need to start it and stop it over? Oh no, there it goes. Let's give it a. Let's do this. Let's see what happens. Oh. What? Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you? Guess what, my friends? We just did some automation in Cypress for the very first time.
We the best.
Oh, that's what that meant? Thank you, Stephanie. I had no idea what that meant. I got all green dots. And you know what? If how do I stop this thing? It's funny how you iPhone people make fun of us green dot people because we use Android. But now that we have green dots in Cypress, you're like, oh, all green dots. Maybe you should embrace the green dots a little bit more.
I hate it here. I want to go home.
All green dots. And Stephanie with her amazing. You guys should really see Stephanie's dance moves. I must say, maybe one day we'll show her dance moves off. Shout out to Stephanie and her dance moves. And now it says also you used advanced selectors like I love using those advanced selectors. And like my XPath. That's although I'm not crazy about XPath, but when I have to write some XPath, it is immaculate. And somebody says the green bubble. I need to get a boo on this, but I can't boo you right now. So yes, that's Karate Kid. I love that soundbite. I really do. I always like try to find a opportunity to use that soundbite at least once. I got to use it twice tonight. So I actually used 3 times tonight because Don is stupid. Don's stupid automation challenge that's been driving me crazy. But maybe Sunday I will use Cypress to try to get through that automation challenge. So we'll see. We shall see. And I do not expect to have internet issues on Sunday. I mean, I might, but I don't expect the stream to get cut off. We're just gonna have to power through it. And Don says, if guy ain't got a blue bubble, I can't chat with you. That's why I talk to you through Slack, Don. That's why I talk to you through Slack. Because I'm not gonna embarrass myself with my green bubble. All right. So let's continue. All right, so let's keep going. We got it's 9:20. I can probably go one more segment. So let's go back to here. Let's get Don's terrible message off the screen. Out of here. All right. Let's see. All right. So here we are. And so let's keep going then. Now that we got this out of the way, we know what we're doing. So we're gonna click on. So you already seen us. We went through it already. So let's go here. I guess it's good to show the selectors, but you'll be able to see it. Gotta click on H first. And, all right, fine. I'll show it. Age. One thing about CSS selectors that always bothered me is that I couldn't target the text like you could do in XPath. That always bothered me, but whatever. You can probably do age, and there is a sub menu navigation. Got that, and so I'm not gonna show the Cypress or the WebStorm because we're just doing sci.get, and then here, and then we're gonna do click, and then we click here, and we go here, and that becomes grandchildren. Man, we went from parent to children to grandchildren. They're just like these navigations just reproducing like bunny rabbits. So Stephanie's still dancing in the chat.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
And this is gonna be 1.5 plus. I think it's because let me see something. Oh, so something's wrong here. Oh, that's because it's not a button. It's not a button. Undo. All right, cool. So let's copy that and then we'll go to break. All right, so we already have that. So let's go back to our. So you'll see what I did, and we'll run it and then we'll go to break, right? So and like now, by the time that this runs, then we should get to. Get to the product page, right? And here we are. So we'll do one more run, and then we will go to break. And if you have any questions in the chat, feel free to drop them now, and we can answer them during the break. So then next time, what I want to do is maybe next week we will extract. I think we can finish. We can get all the way up to here today, right? If we go for one more segment, we can go to here, and then next week what I want to do is try to turn this into like the page object model somehow. I'm not sure how Cypress and JavaScript does it, but we'll figure that out maybe next week. So I'd want to turn that into the page object model. But let's get over to here and let's run it one more time before we go to break. I like how it updates like on the fly, I guess I would say. What? That is, I must say, I am Stephanie. Stephanie. I don't know if I'm going home tonight. This is pretty impressive, I must say. I wasn't as impressed when I did playwright, but I am pretty impressed by Cypress, believe it or not. It's hard for me to say that, but I am pretty impressed. All right. So, in T ways, let's get back over here. And Don says, I have good patterns for Cypress. Nice. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna next week Thursday. I'm calling it now. Next week Thursday. Put the 5 minutes up. Right. Put the 5 minutes up. Next week Thursday, we are going to continue with Cypress. We're going to tonight I'm gonna finish up this test case. Right, we're just gonna have the basic selectors in there, and then next week I want to try to extract those selectors to be like a page object model type thing, and we'll figure it out. And Stephanie is going green dot crazy. And Stephanie says it has its benefits. There are pros and cons to all of them. Yeah, I say one of the cons is in JavaScript. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that out loud. All right. And then Don says, you rarely say wow. And you just made me say it again. Thanks a lot, Don. All right. And Stephanie says, I'm excited for you to love Cypress. That is so. Oh, wait a second. I can't. Give me a second here. I can't believe I haven't done this yet. Right? Here we go.
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
That was just for you, Stephanie. That was just for you. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Check the streams real quick. We are having a blast. All right. So yeah, this is pretty cool. So what we'll do is once we come back we have 3 minutes left on our break. Once we come back from break, we will quickly go through automating those final steps. We went pretty quickly for this, right? But the reason that we want to for anyone who's not familiar with what the page object model is, right? We're going to optimize our test, right? Because we're going to structure it where all the necessary code for the menu is going to be in one spot. All the necessary code for the and what we could do with that, right? All of these have the same selector. The only thing that changes is these right here, right? So we could actually pass through a function, pass that value of 1.5 plus 4 plus 6 plus, and since all of them have plus, we can probably just leave the plus and just pass the numbers to it, right? And that way, you can say, when I navigate, I just want to go to the shop for the age of 6, right? And then you can just go straight to those that way instead of having to have a selector for 1.5, have a selector for 4. You end up having all these excess code that makes it complicated to update and stuff like that. If we do one selector that takes care of all of these, so then now we say call the navigation, and you can't even see what I'm talking about. Thank you for catching that, Leanne. Yeah, what I was saying was, we can have one function that is going to have where we just say go to age, go to shop by age, right? And you just pass the 1.5, you pass the 4, you pass the 6, you pass the 9, you pass the 13, instead of having a function for or not a function, but instead of having a selector for each one of these, right? You can just pass it in. So you have like one function and you just pass in like the parameter of that number, and then you just go to there. So you just have one function, right? And you can probably like, I'm gonna assume, and it's not good to assume, but I'm gonna make this assumption, right? That all of these selectors are very, very similar based on what I saw for age. And you just need to pass like the price range, right? So if I click here, so then what we can have is like go to menu item, right? And then I say the one for age, and then I'll say the for the age range, or I can say go to price range. So I can end up having like one function to take care of most of these things, right? But then I'll probably have a different one for discover. Who knows, right? Once
Get a
we get
move
in
on.
there,
Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on. You're back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
rude. But yeah, once we get in there, like we can see what we can do to optimize it. But I'm pretty sure we can do something like where we go age, and then we do same for price range, maybe Lego or Lego. Where's Cafe Corner when you need her? But yeah, yeah. So that's what we'll be looking into, and then optimizing our code. We're gonna have one for the navigation. We'll have one for the homepage. We'll have one for the product page. We'll have one for search results. We'll have one for the cart, all that stuff, right? So that would be the idea. That would be the strategy behind it. But so let's do this, right? We'll continue looking for more jobs next week. And Sean didn't tell me what area of Canada he was in. So if he does come back, well, next week we'll look for it. But let's continue, right? So let's go to right. Cool. So and yes, I was trying to show my scene. So thanks for catching that. See, look at you already doing QA, man. That's what I'm talking about. Already doing QA. See, that's how we do it. All right. So what we're gonna do, we are going to transition to here. And let's get this off the screen. So we're gonna go for one last 20 minutes, and then we're gonna wrap it up for tonight, so we can pick back up.
Let's go!
Next Thursday, and I will even try using Cypress to get through Don's stupid little challenge next week, or not next week, but this coming Sunday. All right, so we're here. So, so I think it's good to show the selectors. So I'm gonna continue showing the selectors because I'll tell you this, right? Having good selectors, like Don said, that is going to be like that's going to be your biggest challenge, right? And what I'm going to do next week as well is what we're going to do. We are going to get all the total amount of items on the page, and we're going to randomly choose one and click on that random one, because our goal would be a successful automated test, in my opinion, right? Is that it shouldn't matter what product you click on. You should still be able to get like add it to the cart, get to the checkout, all that good stuff, right? So what we're gonna do, so today we're gonna do a very basic test in Cypress, right? Where we're just going to click on the first item, add it to the cart. But next week what we're gonna do, we're gonna get all of the elements, we're gonna see how many total, and then we're gonna get a random number from, let's say there's 20, right? You get a random number from 0 to 20, and that's the one we're gonna click on and go through the checkout flow that way, right? That's the plan. Will it happen? I don't know. But that's the plan. What do you think about that, Leon? Does that sound like a good plan? Does that sound like a good plan? Would you be interested in seeing us put that together? Because if you're not interested, then like if you're not gonna be here for it, then I'm just not gonna do it, because I enjoy you being here. I've been waiting for you to show up for quite a while now. All right, so let's go here. And it is, let's do this. So IMG. So we have product image 1. But if we wanted to get all of them, we would probably just do. Let's try this for a second, right? Quick, right? So there's 18 products on the page, and I'd say MG. And there's 36 because there's more than one image, and I'll do. Let's see here. So I don't need to do all of this, but I want to, or product image. But the only reason I want to do this is I want to show that one of the example of the advanced selectors that Don was talking about. So let's say I don't want the dash one on it, right? Let's say I want to find. Oh wait a second. Oh, it's still okay. Still finds 18. So all right, it's not specifying that. But a quick example of the advanced selector. One of these ends, and so one of them is for. So this one means ends with or starts with product image, and then if we were to do the $, we could do ends with, and if you take out, let's say you go like that, that means end with. So $ means ends with. What's the other one? The caret means it starts with, and then you could do an asterisk, which would mean anything in between, right? Oh, that is so. Have a wonderful night, Stephanie. I will talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for being here. And Leanne also says, bye. Have a good night. All right, so let's finish up real quick. I swear, sometimes I think like Stephanie goes to sleep so early. I think she's like 100 years old. But I remember my grandma used to go to sleep that early. Now that I can say that now that she's gone. All right, don't don't tell her I said it. Do not tell her I said it. All right. Okay. So let's get to it. So just wanted to show you that those advanced selectors that Don was talking about. But let's go back to product. And since there's 18 of those, I don't even need this one. So let's take that. And we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna add it in here. So I don't need to share the. Might as well. Why not? So dot get. And we can use that first thing too, right? Dot first dot click, right? So it's going to take the first image and it's going to click that one. And then we're going to do, so we click on the first one. But next we want to do, so I'm going to do this, right? Inside of our code, I'm going to do and we're going to say we would rather choose a random product instead of the first one. So that way we have a to-do where we can go and choose that random product instead of choosing the first one. All right. So we're here. All right, we're gonna click on what the world is this? This stuff. So what we're also gonna have to do is when you never know when these things are gonna pop up, right? So we might have to handle that at some point. So this is it's an iframe as well. All right, so I'm just gonna put a note in there because we're not gonna handle this right now. To do handle random feedback iframe if it pops up. Or we had to add something like that years ago, and you had to like pull it to see if it showed up. And we did this in Java. So now we're gonna do add to bag. I must say from what I can see, the quality of the code for Lego, not Legos. Remember Lego, it or Lego, my ego. But yeah, the quality of the code is pretty darn good. Button. All right, add to bag. Dot click, and we click that. Now we got to assert. So let's look at our assertions, and they do. Okay, so we're gonna do get and then should. All right, cool. So we're gonna do side dot get, and we're gonna do. All right, so save that there. So, and I'll show the screen for it when we do the assertion, right? So here we are, add to bag, h2. All right, so we're gonna take this right here. Div h2. That's the only h2. Perfect. So we're gonna do that. All right. So now let's go over to our WebStorm, and we're gonna do this one right here, and then we'll do should, and then have. Let's see. Do they have one for text? Have text. There we go. Have text. And then value. Added to my bag. That's what it should be. All right. See how that works out. And then we say click view my bag. Hopefully this is making sense to everybody. So we're gonna go here. Selector. And so I'm not even gonna show the screen for I'm not gonna show the WebStorm for this because side.get. I must say though, writing this code in Cypress, like being able to write in JavaScript does, but I am actually okay. I thought I needed semicolons, but I don't need semicolons so far. So cool. All right, so here, all right, so we're so far so good. And so view my bag. So now I want to do another assertion. Oh, there was something that I was supposed to do, but we can do that part because I wanted to capture the name of the product, but we can do that next time. All right, so what we're gonna do, we are gonna go here, and we are going to verify that the bag, so side.get, and I'll just pull up the CSS selector here. You don't need to see that, but it's going to be h1 and All right, so I got the selector. So we're gonna do here. Dot guess. Change that to. I should be doing a better job of making sure I'm using the consistent here, but I'll fix that up next time. So here, and then I want to say should have text, and the value would be my bag 1. All right, and then we want to. So well, let's put this as a to do because I have to go back and store that variable name. Well, what we can do is and then H2. I'm just getting what I'm doing. I'm just getting the name of the product. H3. So I'm gonna just do here. I'm gonna do side.get. I'm just gonna put that in here, right? And then not gonna do anything with it for now. I just even commented out, right? But we have it available for next week, and now we can do the click checkout securely. So let's get this one, and then I think we'll stop. Yeah, that'll be where we stop. So here we are. Da, da, da. Let's see if there's a good selector for this. And you see how the selectors, like choosing good selectors, is transferable across. Like these are the same selectors I'd be using for Selenium that I'd be using in Playwright, whatever the framework is, right? The selectors don't change, and that's what makes it a good. That's what makes your automation test that much more powerful because you have great selectors. I don't like using these hrefs because these can change, you know. And let's say you're doing it in a different language, you want to validate like a few different languages. You don't want to rely on the href. Like when I was working at a translation company, and we started translating like the URLs. It became impossible to use these. Let's go with sorry off over here. So here we're going to use some advanced selectors. So we're going to use div class, and we're going to say starts with. And we're going to go for, let's see if we can find this in here. A, and there's 3 of them. So what are the 3? Ah, so this is going to be, so let's do class. And it also starts with order summary styles. And here we go. We got our checkout button. Right? So now we're going to go here and we're going to say side.get. Had to be more consistent. And we're gonna say click. All right. So if we click on that, and it just do a verify checkout page is loaded. And we can do, we just verify the new customer one. So div. So here, so I'm just getting the new customer. One of two. And we'll just do the first for this one, right? We'll do side.get dot first dot should have dot text new customer. All right. So let's give that a try before we head out for tonight. All right. So we are going to open up. It's right here. And look at that. I didn't even just went back to it with all the changes and it wait a second. I just went back with all the changes and now it's running through it. See what happens. Something failed. Let's start over. Let's start over.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let's go here and let's do that. Let's see what happens. All right, all right. All right. The 1.5. I also want to get into GraphQL. Just looking at the information that's being processed out, I also want to get into GraphQL. They use that at my job, but I'm totally not familiar with GraphQL yet. Oh, that's not good. Cypress just crashed on us. That was unexpected. Hmm. That is interesting. What's going on here? Let's look at our code. Hmm. Video Chrome runner process just crashed. We failed the current spec, but we'll continue running the next spec. Running lots of tests on a memory intense application. All right, let's try to stop it. All right, let's try to run it again. And we go here, start indent test. And okay, So let's try that again. And then we're going to take off for the night. I really, really appreciate all of you guys for being here. And so good to hear from you again, Sean. So good to hear from you again, Stephanie. Always a pleasure to have Don. I'm saying Stephanie. So good to hear from you again, Leanne. And always a pleasure to have Don and Stephanie hanging out with me as we do our software explorations. All right. Let's see what happens. Cool, cool, cool. Come on. You can do it. Assertion error add to bag. So it failed adding the item to the bag. Cool. Cypress get add to bag. That's interesting. You can do it straight from here. Let's see. Should have caught it. All right. It is what it is. I think we are good for tonight. But and like, we'll run this again next week and we will figure out what's going on. But we're good. So go back to full screen. That is it for tonight, right? We got a lot done. We were able to pretty much automate an entire flow. We didn't quite get to the checkout page because on our final run, we ran into some minor assertion errors. Will troubleshoot next week, right? And so next week we're gonna troubleshoot. We're gonna get the whole thing to get to the checkout page. Then we're going to start optimizing it to implement the page object model, all that good stuff, right? But that's it, right? We did a great job. I have to say, I am fairly impressed with Cypress. My first time using it, able to pick it up really quickly, able to automate a site, and it was a great time. I really enjoyed myself. And I really hope that you had a great time tonight too, exploring Cypress with me on my very, very first time writing a Cypress automation test. I think we did pretty good. I think we did pretty good, right? And just throwing it in there, Sean also says to good night, Stephanie. So, and Sean says it does look interesting. It sure does. Cypress, I mean. Yeah, I figured you meant Cypress. But yeah, it is pretty interesting. I am quite impressed by it. And we're gonna keep using it next week. And I'm going to so quick update, right? I plan on doing some early-ish morning streams in the near future where we can do our get our in the morning we're going to get our mind ramped up to take on the day by doing some challenges in the morning. So maybe we'll incorporate some chaos camp challenges early in the morning coming soon. Probably early-ish to mid-November. We're gonna start doing some morning lives where we just, maybe 30 to 45 minutes where we're just stimulating our mind with writing some code, doing some challenges, whatever the case may be, right? So stay tuned for more on that, right? But that's it for tonight, right? So thank you so much for you guys for tuning in. If you have not done so yet, right? If you haven't done so yet, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel so that you can know every time that we go live. And remember tonight to pray for Don's dead mouse. All right. Hopefully that it had a good run and that he takes his time to process before he moves on to another mouse. All right. So that's that for tonight. I want to thank you all for being here. If you haven't done so yet, check out the Patreon. Like I said earlier, you can actually sign up for free now. You won't get access to all the content, but you'll be able to see some of the stuff that we have in there. I will be starting now that people can sign up for free. I'll start creating some, little content here and there to provide for that. And let's build a community. People can talk to each other, help each other out, all of that good stuff, and we can go from there, right? But like I said, the time has come. I must go. Got things to do, and yeah. So I will see you guys. So check out tomorrow. We have the Bug Bite at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about some T-Mobile vulnerabilities, especially if you are into cybersecurity. Check out that because that one is going to be a pretty good one, right? So check that out. If you didn't have a chance to, check out that cybersecurity panel that I was mentioning. And then I'll see you guys on Sunday. We will be live on Sunday. Sean says, thank you for the stream, coach. Good night, everyone. I'm going to say the same exact thing. Good night, everyone. This is Tech Coach Ralph signing off.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bow before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination, these are the very essence of our people. The spirit of our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the present pain, the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. Having celebrated this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles upon us forth, and the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow we set our sights on new horizons, a charted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.